the case every week. It's been about 1,000,000 years since the last show. So we have to open up this show, of course, with a dire warning. Obviously, we talked a little bit about this last week. A terrible, horribly influential group that's gaining ground worldwide day by day, influenced those awful men in Australia. Of course, obviously, I'm referring to what was that? Naveed and his dad. What was it? Sajid. Obviously, these two men were influenced heavily by white supremacy, and Anthony Albanese, the PM of Australia, is going to work overtime to ensure that dangerous and rising ideology is stopped, because that's obviously what radicalized them.
I need to be a very American for a moment. See, when I heard his name, and I didn't know who the fuck PM of Australia was at the time, because who the fuck cares? When I heard his name, I was sitting there thinking, what the fuck is the connection when they talk about Albanese? In the context, it was ambiguous, which is even funnier. It could have been like Japanese in its usage. It's like, okay, so what the fuck is this? Like, what, is there a connection to albatross or what? Like, where the fuck is Albanese coming in? And I realized it's his last name.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I am disconnected. I don't know shit about Australia right now.
Yeah,
aside from killing a bunch of Jews. And
yeah,
apparently, it's the white man's fault once again.
That's how it goes, So
yes, that's how it do over there in Australia.
We'll be making sure he'll be making sure that there'll be plenty of curtailment of the rights of people to own firearms. Obviously, I imagine.
No, that's just curtailing human rights, of course.
Well, in general, yeah, of course. Of course, he said
that Australia. I swear to God, it's the same story every place where they take gun rights away. Like, you know what? You don't really need these, and they're just killing people. Like, it's the objects. It's not the people that are doing it. Why do you need the objects? And as soon as it's gone, it's like, you know what? You guys aren't allowed to talk anymore. Like, what? Yeah, you're not allowed to talk anymore. You got to do what we say. No more talking. No complaining. And eventually, it gets to the point where it's like, you know what? You don't even need to vote. I mean, voting is kind of outdated these days, anyway, right?
Well,
we'll just do everything for you.
Well, they're getting rid of it in England, and I mean that's where common law came from. So yeah, it's.
Well, they're not just getting rid of it in England; they're getting rid of.
Oh, that's right, and trial by jury. That's correct. Yeah, they're very progressive over there.
Like, you know what? We don't need a snap election. We don't need elections this cycle. Just why
trial by your peers? Well, to be fair, it is England, and depending on who's on trial. Either their peers will not convict them, or they don't have peers. So there is an argument to be made that there just aren't peers to be found to be tried by.
It's so wild to me.
It's
the way that this shit's going down. Like it's apparently it's an English problem because former territory Australia. I mean, I get you can say what you will about a penal colony. They did hold up their chin for a bit, and they're like, you know what? No guns.
Well,
like some guns, and then one of the guys that he gave a gun to, here's the funny thing is they focused so much on the one guy who went through the process, and then his dad got a gun illegally from his son. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that lasted. I guess he didn't follow the law after all, aside from the whole shooting thing.
Yeah. Well, maybe if they made it illegal to kill people, that might, maybe that would stop them.
I hear Sweden has the answer. And this is all the way back from like 2010.
What, give them grenades for free? Or
No. You see, Sweden made it. It's in Sweden. It's illegal to be a criminal.
Well, there you go. Easy peasy, problem solved.
Crime, if you're not allowed to commit crime, then how can you be a criminal? Because it's illegal.
Well, yeah, as simple as that.
Sorry. It's not that you're illegal to be a criminal. It's illegal to commit crime.
Oh, okay. So you can be a criminal, but you just don't commit any crimes.
So how can you be a criminal?
Okay. Well, that makes it. Oh, kind of like in California, or very recently in Washington D.C., where they have very low crime because, of course, there's
They
no.
just don't
If
report it.
there are no crimes that are reported, then there must not be any
If there's no
crimes.
convictions, if there's no convictions and no indictments, then how can there be a crime?
Well, too, on top of that, if there's no investigation, I mean, probably there was no crime to investigate, right?
I mean, the call to conviction ratio is wildly different from other states now. Like wildly different. I suppose that's the next thing you're gonna do is stop taking calls. In fact, it might become illegal to call the police to report a crime.
Well,
That
depending
might
on where you
be
live, yeah, very
that'd be a
possibly.
very very strange catch-22. Is you see, as you have the thought crime of committing the future crime of calling the police to report a crime, is it possible to call yourself in? I suppose that might be the only way that you do it. Then
Well, as they say, trust no one, even yourself. So maybe.
even yourself stuff. Mm-hmm.
Uh, Good times. Good times we live in. Speaking of good times, arch warmonger and homosexual
Oh,
Lindsey Graham has
well,
said that.
that took a nosedive. Sorry, continue.
No. That's. I mean, when we're talking about Lindsey Graham's, he's one to take a dive. You know. Anyway, he's said that he's planning on. Planning on. He has threatened to seize Russian oil vessels, such as the ones that have been seized on the way to and from Venezuela of
No,
late.
he can't do that. So that's great for him.
Yeah, yeah. I would like it if he would shut the fuck up forever. That would be good. That,
He can make all the threats he wants. He's literally not in charge of that.
mm,
Not his department. Not his purview. In
it is
fact,
indeed not.
in fact, he could be held up on charges if he tries to negotiate any such thing because he's not the fucking president. That is a distinct separations of power
It is that.
violation.
It is quite literally that. That is well
So
beyond his
if he's
abilities.
speaking in generalities, if he's speaking in generalities to the open air, that is 100% legal and within his purview, especially if he is on the Senate floor, on the floor of the House. In fact, he could violate the law flagrantly on either such floor. But
Mm.
outside of those chambers, if he speaks plainly to the open air, no violation. The moment he says that to a Russian representative of any sort of government level, that is a violation. That is negotiating in outside of his branch.
It would be that.
Like, look, man, unless Trump really does have his dick so far up your ass, he's touching your tonsils, to puppet you around, shut the fuck up. You're gonna cause another war. I know he wants one.
Oh,
I
and
know he's got those investments, but he needs to shut the fuck up.
he does. He actually he has some very interesting investments. Quite the portfolio, you could say.
Mhm. Yeah,
Quite
he
the
does.
Ukrainian portfolio, as a matter of fact.
Interesting, huh?
It is.
Very Biden-esque of him.
It is that, and for what it's worth, I would say, though, unlike Joe, any young girl would be safe around him. That's all.
So,
And
interesting you
I will
mentioned
leave my statement
young
at that.
people.
No,
Interesting you mentioned young people.
no, I said young girls. But anyway, moving on.
I know. I'm just saying, like, interesting you mentioned youngsters at all, given recent revelations. I thought it was very funny that so much stuff was going on with young people in secret, and how
Yeah.
disturbing those many young people in secret things were, and yet we had an older gentleman doing disturbing things with young people in public for fucking years.
That we did. That we did.
And it was, in the context, especially given the people he knows, why the fuck is this senile old shit still not like in custody?
That's a really
Is
good
my
question.
Like, I don't want a president in custody, let alone several of them, as it seems need to be.
Yeah,
I don't want
makes a bit of a
that
bad
to be.
precedent.
It's a
Sorry.
very embarrassing thing for a country to have such high-profile people doing such horrible things. But seeing as they've already done those horrible things, it is more of an embarrassment for us that we have not held them to account.
Yeah.
It's very fucking irritating that we are obligated to hold them to account. We should hold them to account. It is disgusting that we haven't, and it's very angering that we have to. But we should hold them to account.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
And I don't see why we haven't at least like gone down the beginning of that path yet.
Well, you could say that perhaps we have. We'll have to see what the coming week brings, but there have been. I don't know if the charges have been brought yet, but the cogs have begun to move. Massey and Kana are already going ahead and pressing with the legal portions of their Epstein Files Transparency Act. And what that means is that Pam Bondi is going to have to answer some questions.
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed is that with the Transparency Day, not one single fucking redaction had an explanation as required by law.
Mm-hmm. Now, they have started dropping some of the unredacted stuff, but there's still plenty of redactions in there.
Well, there's the 119-page indictment. I think that's the one that's like all blacked out.
Mm-hmm. I believe so.
Because I've been spending family time and so on. Like I haven't spent the time to go through all of Transparency Day's drops. I've just seen a couple of clips of people laughing their way through a bunch of reactions. And now I get there's a need to, what I think that they could do as an explanatory measure. When they black out a person's name, type in which category it is. Is it victim? Is it politically exposed person? Is it innocent bystander? What is it? That's all you have to do. You don't even, just in bold white letters over the top of the blacked out text. Because that would be an explanation. That is not a separate report you have to file or type up. You just have to say which category it is. It's category, too. I don't need a victim number 1, number 2, etc. I just need victim, politically exposed person, etc. And over the faces where they have the blackout squares, put in, even if an even better way to do it, put a number. Not like for the number person, but for the number of the category.
Yeah, something.
Like that is I think separated enough that you're not going to start identifying people inadvertently in a way that is going to, you're not going to start like breaching the desired barrier of obfuscation that you've created. That said, some people got fucking exposed. Good.
Yeah, there's been a lot of photos of one particular man.
Well, actually, it's more than one particular man.
Well, that's
Bannon
true, but
was another one.
there's one there'd been a lot of Clinton photos, man. Like a lot.
Now we should go ahead and be clear. This is like 10% or so of the files desired to be released, more or less.
I think it's even less than that. Actually, I think it's like 3.
Okay, so I think it is fair to say that Clinton might have been a priority in the release. That is certainly fair to say.
Wouldn't surprise me, all things considered.
It's certainly also fair to suggest that there's probably going to be more pictures of him in drops, because why the hell would you break consistency on that?
And to be fair, I mean, he's on the records as having visited the place quite a few times, so he's bound to show up.
Times or whatever.
Right.
It's like it's not. So I think that it's very fair to say there's a partisan nature to the priority of release of information. Fine. That said, even if we extrapolate and say this is the sum total of his presence in this 3% drop, that's a lot of that 3%. Holy shit, man! This guy is there a lot.
Yeah, it's
all couches covered there. But
yeah,
this is a lot of Clinton.
It's like, man, you guys hung out a lot.
I guess a disturbing amount of Clinton. This guy was our president for 8 years. So, like I said, it's angering, quite angering that we have to start holding these people to account. I don't give a flying fuck that he's old. That motherfucker needs to be in jail.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact, Jack. Exactly there. No pass and go, no $200, just directly straight to jail.
Like, can we please get any accountability?
Well,
for,
you
for
kind of can. Well, I don't. On a local level, yes. So on that note, I got a little bit of good news for you. Good news out of California, of all places.
Please do tell.
Well, it's good news. It has a happy ending. It's just everything up to that point.
I know how that can go. What kind of happy ending are we talking about here?
Not a Hassan-style happy ending, an actual one.
Okay, so at least this person is of age.
The person that goes to jail is of age, yes. So anyway, we have Mr. Chris Becerra of the Brea Olinda USD School District in California. He has, of course, been arrested when he was caught to be sending sexual messages to a child. Of course, you may or may not be familiar.
Oh boy, we're not that far off.
Nah, not tremendously.
I don't like that. That's what it is. All right.
Oh, but the important thing is, he was in an important position to really assist the people in need. In this case, of course, he had a certificate in leading with equity, diversity, and inclusion, and also he was a member of the LGBTQ plus Inclusion for Educators group. So he was being very inclusive for the plus section of that, or P, LGBTQP version of that, whatever you have. So anyway, this guy was an important person on the school board.
But he was not part of the N, right?
Let me see here. Doctorate.
He was not the black stripe, correct?
Teaching credentials.
That's almost as bad as the P.
Well, I can't really say. Oh, wow. Well, let me just read off the charges here. They've got the whole list. That's super duper. And it's Board of Trustees. Wow, neat. Well, anywho, on December 18th, 2025, Brea police detectives arrested Brea Olinda Unified School District School Board trustee Christopher Becerra, a 42-year-old resident of Brea, for 311.11 APC, possession of child pornography, 647.6A1, annoying or molesting a child, okay, and 137.
Hold the fucking phone. Hold the fucking phone. Annoying or molesting a child.
Yeah, but that is one or the other.
Somewhat of a spread of severity.
Well, this is California we're talking about, so yes.
I'm just like, on what fucking planet are these two things equivalent?
Planet California.
Because clearly the weather there is different.
Mm-hmm.
Annoying or just.
Well, annoying or molesting,
candy, and then
whatever.
Touched it.
Would you like some candy? Would you like for me to touch your genitals? What's 6 of one, half dozen of the other?
Oh God! You just what's the John Love whatever. It's so fucked up that I even think of this in this context.
Oh, there's also one more on there too. That would
John
be 137
Joy, right? The Show Me Your Genitals song.
No. I mean, he had one more charge. That's going to be 137 CPC, falsifying evidence and bribing, influencing, intimidate, or threatening witnesses.
Unfucking real.
Good stuff.
I mean, it's fucked.
Yes.
It's flat out fucked.
Yep.
I'm disturbed.
Well, you should be. That's a pretty natural reaction.
Oh, God.
Oh, but in a related note, Harry Sissy is sending out.
Did he molest or disturb? Sorry, molest or annoy a child?
Um,
Or was he
I,
the molested or annoyed child?
I I don't know. Well, okay, it's funny you mention that because I have seen something that I haven't
No.
investigated. I don't know what people are talking about, but it's like all the bros were right about Harry Sisson, and I've seen a bunch of people saying this. So I don't know what the
Oh
bros were
no.
right means, but there's something that has like in the past 3-4 hours dropped about Harry Sisson, and I haven't seen it. So,
See,
and
now I feel
I'm
bad because
kind
I
of
might have
afraid to
been
look
correct.
because
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put my my own eyes on the line here. Harry
Godspeed, sir.
Sisson.
Well, anyway, what is it? We got this Johnny MAGA account who tweeted out some of Trump's speech from the 17th, and of course he sent out a reply gif of a gay black man simulating oral sex, like as if to be filleting someone. Which I'm sure he's quite familiar with that point of view, looking down on a black man doing his thing. So we see that, and it's like, wait, hold on. Isn't Sissy like one of the big names of the Dems? So he's out here calling people black fags.
Oh yeah, there's that bit where he says, "This is you right now, little bro,"
Uh huh.
and
That one exactly.
that was a really funny one.
It's like so that's where we
That's
are.
just, that's how you know that the left has lost the culture war.
They have utterly fallen. Yeah, it's
If
like,
calling someone a fag is now an insult again, they're willing to stoop to.
yep, a black fag no less. Because he could have picked any number. He could have picked any number
Well,
of
he went
white
out. Well,
guys.
admittedly, he is being skin tone appropriate in theory here because Johnny MAGA does have a brown skinned MAGA avatar, little
Mm,
cartoon guy.
you know, that is a
And you know,
point.
this, if looking between the picture, looking between the, because I have a still, looking between a picture of the black guy miming putting a dick down his throat, and the Avi of Johnny MAGA. I mean,
Mm,
it's not far off in terms of skin color.
it
So,
could
I
be.
mean, that's one of those, you know,
Well, I guess. Well,
something or another queer
maybe
eye for
Sissy
the
was
whoever.
actually being accommodating this time.
You might have been, although Jared Rodriguez, the person who immediately comments down below saying, "Ironic coming from Joe Biden's number one dick rider." Now that is different because that would mean that Harry was using the other end of his body, you know, a la Senate chambers. Sorry, Senate hearing room.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
Then again, my suspicion has been that it was Harry Sisson who was the cameraman for Maisie Zarobsky.
That is an interesting thought. It could be because we
It's a
haven't
disturbed
verified
one.
who it was that took those mysterious photos and or
Who was
videos
it?
in those congressional chambers. It could have been him. It could have been the Sissy himself. It could have.
Right, especially given the way he defended Maisie Zarobsky.
Truly. I mean, it could
I
be.
really don't like that I remembered this name.
I'm
I really
I'm
don't like it.
I'm kind of impressed and a little horrified, but yeah.
Well, it's because I put out that banger last year, you know, October, pointing out that you know, the whole Maisie Zarobsky hadn't even been a year in the past. Uh, come October, you know, just shy of election season. Sorry, just shy of election time.
Hmm.
It's just, ugh, brother, ugh.
Well, if we're talking about there's another one we should probably mention, and
There's
man,
that one Hadith with Muhammad and the Al Zut people.
oh yeah, but I mean we already talked about that. How Muhammad
No, we haven't.
got.
That's a different one. Sorry.
I know. I think we
Continue.
did. Wasn't that the Burley Indians who he got to know that night intimately?
We didn't talk about it.
Okay, well I've talked about it on the show at some point, but anyway,
Okay, but yeah, that's
but that
in
was who
theory
that's
though
who that
be
was.
of Indian or Pakistani,
Yeah,
India or Pakistan descent.
yeah.
That
Came
area. Yeah.
came across some fellow travelers in the night,
Had
and
the cuck circle for his other fellow traveler. Who promptly sat down to protect his ass.
Yeah, but
Sardines.
Mo, being an accommodating prophet, he he made
Took several for the team.
he did, he did, as one might expect,
There you go.
of a retarded, inbred sand guy. But anyways, we're talking about other things that are kind of yuck, and in this case, we're gonna have to move on over to Turning Point and their recent event.
Alrighty.
So they put up the tent, and
That was kind of, so that's the thing. That was not just his tent, and there have been those other things, around campuses.
mm-hmm.
I don't like that they put it up at Turning Point, this event, the Amfest.
Yeah, it's.
I think that was a bit crass.
Yeah, it's like, well, when you say
too soon.
that's
my
that's
thing.
that's See, I expect one of those at the Democratic National Convention. Absolutely, I expect one there. But you guys, it's like, that's just
It's too soon.
Yeah,
it feels too soon. Now, it's one of those things where, like, if Erica wanted to put it up, I kind of get it.
Kinda.
It still doesn't seem right, but at least, like, I understand it if, like, it's her thing. My guess is that was not, like, she might have been one of the approval, hands raised, but I don't know if that was, like, her thing. So
I don't know who's responsible for that, but they should probably not be responsible for ever making decisions like that again.
Right. It felt a bit crass.
You could certainly say that.
In the words of Ludwig, crass.
Yeah.
That's crass.
Yeah. And in the same theming even as old Jellywig. As a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, on to happier news. Of course, we didn't get to report on this last week. Of course, there was a terrible situation out of Texas. This young man, 16-year-old Andrew Meismer, ends up getting stabbed to death in the neck by some feral monster. Anyway,
I thought it was by the knife.
Oh no, this was in Texas, so it was actually the monster that did it. It wasn't.
Okay. So as opposed to like at a Christmas event where a van.
Right.
Took out a bunch of
it wasn't a knife of peace or anything. It was actually just a murderer.
Oh, okay.
So
anyway, presumably they caught the murderer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a young man, Mr. Matthews. He
okay.
And of course, we now have some more of the story on this.
So before we get any further,
mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, just off the top of my head here, without any more details, because I really only knew that a person got stabbed.
Mm-hmm.
That's as far as I've bothered to look into it too. So murder caught, good.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just when's the trial and when does he get the short drop?
I think they're doing the indictment and all that shit right now, just over the past few days.
So is the killer still in custody, or has it been? Oh, good. So not the California model. Just wanted to point out a subtle difference there.
Yeah, again, out of Texas. So
yeah.
So
they have the killer. The killer's not going anywhere,
mm-hmm.
and they're at the point where they're going to say, "Look, motherfucker, you fucked up. Now it's time to pay the piper."
Probably so.
All right. So justice in motion. Good.
So anyway, a little bit of background. Of course, the initial story was there was some sort of kerfuffle, maybe a fight, maybe some naughty words exchanged. And of course, that's
always annoying.
Well, it can be. Of course, we have since found out that's not the case. What happened is that Mr. Matthews believed that Andrew Meismer had taken his $20 vape pen, and so he got him into a headlock and then just stabbed him many times about the throat.
So Mr. Matthews is also homosexual, I understand. Okay.
Well, you know how
likes
it is
have,
with black kids.
To have the big pen in his mouth.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's down bad. Yeah.
Not that being a homosexual is a bad thing. It's just like,
well, I mean, he'll do
You
very
can't get
well
that
in
oral
prison.
fixation every day. I understand that. That would be very precious to him to be able to get his oral fixation.
Yeah. Well, there's a very good chance that he will be able to practice sucking on things here in the not far
Practice his
future.
oral.
And you know what? I think prison rape is horrible,
Damn it.
and the whole making jokes about it is absolutely atrocious. But you know what? He everything
I
that's
will beg to
coming
differ on the
in the
slight end
end,
there
he
because
deserves.
I beg to differ in a slight there. Just making the jokes is horrible, but usually not as horrible as the crimes that put them in that position to get bent over.
Well, I hope that not only does justice serve him adequately, but that he really is bent over by the justice system. He deserves it.
Maybe he can read the book when he's taking it.
Maybe,
The one the
maybe.
judge hopefully throws at him.
I sincerely hope so. And speaking of judges and books and
I
everything,
mean, I hope
being
it's a
thrown.
physical book and it comes off a library cart of more books.
I mean, if we're talking about books being thrown at people, I wouldn't mind. Oh man, I can't. What was that thing? Well, I don't know. Anyway, it's like about 10 foot tall, 8 foot wide, and some 2,000 pounds.
Okay, the big book, yeah.
If you're gonna, if you're gonna throw a book at somebody, you might as well make sure it's a good book, or
Manual on how to please a woman.
or honestly, perhaps we could find a comically oversized novelty Bible.
That'd be funny.
It would.
I mean, it'd be very, very, very idiocracy-esque, but it'd be damn worth it.
Yeah, but
Especially if it's misspelled, Bibel or something.
Bybel. There you go.
Okay, there you go.
Anyway, speaking of that and swearing on them and swearing in on them, we should probably move along to Georgia and the news out of Georgia. That, of course, being that it would appear that in 2020 we may have been somewhat misinformed as to the true nature of the Georgia vote count.
Oh, you mean by Raffensperger, or whatever the fuck his name is.
Yes, good job. That's exactly who, yes. Brian Raffensperger, as a matter of fact, yes.
Yeah, that dickhead.
Mm-hmm.
That
Reminder.
gormless piece of shit.
Well, let's lay the timeline out because there is a timeline, and many people by this point will have forgotten. So Brian Raffensperger says, we've got a bit of a discrepancy here, and we're going to look into it. And then the next day...
He signs off anyway.
No, we're not there yet. Then the next day, his daughter's boyfriend is in a tragic car accident. A tragic, strange, and almost impossible car accident that really has no viable way of occurring, but did. And then the next day, Brian Raffensperger said, we are not going to be investigating this. And no further investigation occurred. And that's the story of Georgia. So anyway, the story now has an update. Of course, the original was Biden took Georgia by about 12,000 votes, to be exact, 11,779. Now, today, well, we have a revelation that some 315,000 votes were illegally counted.
Just to give perspective there, you can take off the fucking largest digit, and it's still bigger than the margin.
Mm-hmm.
It's just...
Actually, you can take a zero off of it, and it's still more than double.
No, that's what I mean though. If you it's one of those things where it's as a magnitude, we are so far past the margin.
Yeah, it is
Here's the thing.
An order of magnitude more than.
I try to explain that, that's right. I try to explain to people, like, look, I don't care. Like, look at it like this. Suppose Biden actually won. Definitely won. Like we just know this magically. All the down ballot stuff went your way. Don't care which way it is. 100% of them went your way. Everything about that election turned out the way that you actually wanted it. And then this shows up. That means that there's still the doubt. Like assuming that by proportion of the votes that were not supposed to show up, he still won. That everything still went your way. You now have to deal with this doubt.
Mm-hmm.
That this is unknowably this is bad. This is really bad.
Very much so.
Like everything local. I guess that's the thing. Is like here's the issue that you run into after this. Okay, so Biden didn't win that election. He
But
won
not
the
only,
federal election.
but not
He
only
won the
that.
federal election.
You see, there wasn't just the presidential election.
Right,
There
exactly.
were
That's what I was getting at with the down ballot
others,
stuff.
senators, Congress critters, and
Right.
well,
Do their votes still count?
mm-hmm.
Of course they do. That's the thing. We do not have in our Constitution. We do not have a retroactive correction mechanism,
None
and
whatsoever.
that's partly on purpose, because you cannot go back and change the past. You can only correct things in the future. So there's not a correction mechanism in place, largely for us acknowledging that we are going to make mistakes. So the solution to this, by and large, is to not make mistakes again, and that requires us having election integrity laws, which is something that's been pushed back on so ferociously by
By a
Team L
surprising
or
cross
Team B.
section of the political diaspora, as a matter of fact.
True. A bunch of cheaters.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the thing that we have to use this for. Is we cannot just sit there and harp on the past. What we do have to do is identify where it has caused things to go wrong, and instead of just focusing on correcting those things immediately, we should first focus on getting the entire mechanism by which those problems were created corrected first. We need to get to the point where we don't have these kind of questions. We don't have these issues with our election integrity anymore.
That would be very nice. Very nice indeed. Oh, and, just as a quick note, and honestly, there's no one that's going to be surprised by this, but we might as well mention it. The Pentagon had their annual audit, and as
Yeah,
they go,
that one.
it went just as they go, and have for some years. And mind you, the 8 years in a row, which it is this year,
You
is
know why
only
it's only,
because
it's only 8?
we
They
didn't.
skipped the.
Yeah. A couple got skipped in the middle. Otherwise, it would be an even longer running streak. They're very
since
good at that.
Since 2000. That's before 2000, right? It was like 1990, whatever. When
Actually,
the
I
last one.
think it might be since 2001, or well, 2000. I think 2000 might have been the last one that they actually did. And then something happened in 2001, and for some reason
Oh yeah,
they
their
weren't able
budget kind of
to.
blew out, didn't it?
Something blew out, but yeah.
Fucking tired.
Oh, and speaking of a blowout, we should probably just kind of move on along to the king of robot lizards himself, Mr. Zuckerbucks, and a little bit of news out of the Meta team.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
what's the news?
Oh, it's so very good. We've learned that Meta actually has been able to figure out a way to kind of take care of some of their revenue issues, because the online money's drying up a little here and there. They've thought of a really excellent way of doing that. So what they're allowing to happen is to let the scams just happen. So
here's one of the issues with this. They oftentimes don't know this thing is a scam until kind of after,
true.
and they profit off
Oftentimes.
them, yes.
Now, unfortunately,
But
that
if
is
the
not
money
the
gets
case,
mixed
because
in a way
we've actually
that they're not
got
capable.
hard data on this, and that is
All right.
that it made it all the way to the top to old Zuckerbucks himself, and of course, when that happened, as a good kind of guy, he shut down the team investigating it.
Well, I suppose that was a liability issue, and here's the
Oh,
fucked
it
up
certainly
part.
was. It
Well,
certainly
here's the
was.
fucked up part. If you continue to have such a team investigating things, it is worse damages in court.
Well, not only that, because here's the fun part: 10% of their revenue is from these scams. That is a very, very sizable amount of monies.
It's a fucked up number, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a not at all small number. So, yeah, if they did away with this, there goes 1/10 of all of their monies. Huh. It is a funny.
Well, I mean, it
world.
sounds like a small price to pay.
Maybe. Like, legitimately, probably. So let's see here. What have we got? We've got the gun buyback because white people are supreme to whatever out of Australia. Because, of course. Oh, speaking of losers who hate guns, we should probably move down to Texas. Talk about Tony Gonzalez. Tony's a fucking piece of fucking dog shit filth. And for some reason, Donald Trump just likes supporting dog shit pieces of filth for some reason. I legit don't get it. So he's got Brandon fucking Herrera.
Uh-huh.
Brandon Herrera.
And
then this fucking faggot. What are you doing, Donnie? What are you doing? You've got... Man.
Quite frustrating.
Yes. Oh, would you look at that? Oh, that explains things a little. Looks like Tony Gonzalez in the last 2 years got about $300,000 from AIPAC, and Brandon Herrera had $1 million spent by AIPAC to keep him from winning in the last election. So, well, there's that.
That's interesting. It could be the other way around at this point.
So, anyway, we should probably also just cover... Well, yeah, I don't know if it's related or if it's not, but I've got a really fun comparison, we could say, out of Great Britain, Bongistan, as it were, or the People's Caliphate of Bongistan. In this case, yes. In India.
People's Caliphate of Bing Bong.
Right. So for the penalties of child gang rape in India would result in death. In Pakistan would result in death. I know. They fight, but they agree on that one. In Saudi Arabia, not just death, you will be beheaded. In Afghanistan, you will be hanged or shot. In Iran, you will be either hanged or stoned. In Yemen, you will be either shot or flogged. And in Britain, of course, the child will be charged with the crime of prostitution.
Of course.
As you do.
As you do.
Good stuff. Good stuff. The world is a frightening and dark place sometimes. Merry Christmas, everybody. Okay, yeah, that would be a terrible place to shut the show. So let's not do that. So let's see if we can't come up with something a little bit more cheery, like Corey Mills. He's telling us some important insights into Ukraine. Like, we gotta keep up the good fight. We gotta make sure those Ukrainians are. Oh, hey, neat! He owns a defense company that's been illegally exporting weapons to Ukraine. Well,
really?
Isn't that funny? Oh, Corey Mills, you jokester. You funny jokester. You and your military-industrial complex. Don't you love it? But all jokes aside, I do have some quite excellent news, and that is on the very same field. That is going to be that the Putin folks have agreed to the preliminary um, agreement on ceasefire and peace talks,
Okay.
and I'm here for it. I am 1,000% here for it because the killing has gone on for far too
Well, it's got
long.
to stop.
It
Yeah.
it absolutely does. It it's too much. It's far too much. And on top of that, I believe now we've reported just a little bit on here. Kirill Dmitriev, he's not like official, but he's kind of like he's kind of like what Bannon used to be. You know, he's a person who's got Putin's ear,
Uh-huh.
and he should at this time be in where was he trying? Yeah, in Miami, uh, preparing some of the groundwork, basically to further these peace talks, which I wholeheartedly support. I very much want this to end. I want Russia brought in from the cold. I want Ukraine investigated and to have some fucking elections finally to get that goddamn half joke dictator out of place. Be nice.
You know, it'd be really funny.
Do
He
tell.
shows up for elections in a suit, in a tie.
It would be something. It would be something. Well, anyway, we have apparently it's Putin himself. Let me see here. Oh, I actually have a statement from. I'll just read this off here. And in practical terms, we have agreed to the proposed terms by Trump. That's why what you're saying is incorrect and does not have any basis. This is I'll throw in the
Okay.
interview here from Sky News. That'll be down below for anybody. But there. But yeah, anyway, that's why what you are saying is incorrect. It does not have any basis. At our preliminary meetings in Moscow, they made some offers and they invited us to certain compromise. And with that back in Anchorage, I said that this would be a difficult decision for us, but we agreed to the compromises that are being proposed to us. So it's incorrect to say that we're refusing something. So that's completely incorrect. So the ball is totally on the side of our Western opponents, of the head of the Kiev regime and its European sponsors. So basically, it falls to the little tin pot dictator and the
I don't like the language of that. Our Western opponents.
well. To
I
be
get
fair,
the practicality, pragmatism of it.
yeah, well, it is what it is. I mean, he could have just said NATO. It's probably better that he didn't. But anyway, we've got big moves from from a country that should never have been our enemy, and I'm here for it. Simple as that.
Mm. They did some dumb shit though. I mean, to be fair.
Lots and lots of dumb shit has happened.
It says.
Oh, speaking of dumb shit, that would probably result in violence. There's a story out of where did this happen? Yeah, we had an Amazon delivery driver. Where did this occur? Fucking, of course, Lakewood, California. So an Amazon driver went up, did a delivery, and stole somebody's fucking cat. Like what the fuck is wrong with you? Looks like a Siamese cat. So there is a chance that it was just because he thought the cat was very nice and not looked delicious. I fucking hope. But my comment on this is that John Wick was right, and I think that would be my solution to these problems. To resolve them. Were I in such a scenario? Because here's the funny queer, not funny haha. So the guy has admitted to it, and he's been charged, and he's been fired from Amazon, and he hasn't revealed where the cat is. Fuck that guy. Fuck that piece of shit. What?
To jail he goes.
Yeah. Reportedly apologized, but declined to tell authorities where the cat is.
How the fuck does that happen?
I
mean,
don't like it. I so
declining to
don't like it that
tell
it would end
or
very
doesn't
poorly.
know. Declining to tell or doesn't know because, like, again, declining to tell and he's out of jail.
Well, I don't know. Unfortunately, this Dexerto article is not tremendously thorough. Just that's all we've got. I would very much like to know more, but it is what it is. All I know is that I would react very poorly in that situation.
Yeah.
Very, very poorly. But you know who else acts very poorly? British police. I actually don't even have to segue anything from that because that's just the facts. But I am going to. Because something incredibly hilarious happened just 2 days ago.
Okay.
Actually, literally about 48 or 50 hours ago. So the cops are, the bobbies, I can't remember the term. The bobby peelers, they're standing around, minding their own business, keeping the public safe. And, of course, a burqa-clad woman strolls past them. You know, they're making sure that none of the evil and awful patriots do anything terrible. So this evil Muslim woman strides right past them to the nearby, I believe it's a lamp. Let me double check.
I mean, is it going to end in this way that everyone's imagining right now? That she's just going to Allahu Akbar or what?
Oh, in front of a Hampton Inn. Let's see here. Walking along, walking past the signs. Gets to the flag. Oh, it's a flagpole. Sees the Palestinian flag, pulls off his burqa, grabs it, and runs, laughing like an absolute madman.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
So you see, if you find yourself in Bongistan, my friends, they have created an invisibility cloak that is available to all people. All you got to do, head down to your local halal dealer, pick yourself up a burqa. By golly, you can do anything. Anything your mind sets itself to. Anything at all. Quoted here from Wall Street's Ape, the man says anyone wearing a burqa in the UK gets the, quote, infinite freedom glitch. Looks like he's figured it out.
Very much.
Maybe this could be the next TikTok challenge, don't you think? I would love that. I would love that.
I am going to leave you for just a moment to go across the house and pick up something.
Oh, not a problem. I'm going to talk about Ed Davey and how he's worried about losing his BBC. So,
alrighty,
you know it. So here, I'm just going to read this quote from Ed Davey. If you're not at all familiar with Ed Davey somehow, he's the Lib Dem guy out of not Europistan, Bongistan. And let me see. He's an MP for Kingston and Surbiton, leader of the Liberal Democrats. Anyway, he said that Trump is coming after our BBC. Well, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Ed, that you will not be able to have that BBC that you want deep inside of your life, or maybe your wife's life. I don't know. But the BBC that you desire so lustfully, well, I'm sorry, Trump might have to slap him down. Might have to slap him down with $10 billion in fines for being, for putting you in that cuck chair. Sorry, Ed. It's just the way it is. Sometimes you cuck the chair. Sometimes the chair cucks you. It just, Godspeed, Ed. I hope you'll be able to get over your loss of the BBC that you need so deeply. Well, anyway, moving along from BBC to whatever the fuck this is. Ice Spice was at the SpongeBob movie premiere thing for Nickelodeon or whatever the fuck. some kid's award show, and she was wearing lace and underwear, and that's about it. Which there's some people that have said that it might be maybe seen inappropriate. I can understand the argument. My own thoughts on the matter are pretty simple. I think somebody else pretty well encapsulated these thoughts quite nicely. And let me see if I can find a link to that dissertation here. YouTube.com. Let me see here. We're looking for the dissertation on hoes and housewives. Let me see here. Oh, you can't make a hoe a housewife. There you go. By a PhD Dre, Dr. Dre, as he is known by many. So I'll include a link to that dissertation below for anyone that wants to, hear that speech that PhD Dre gave about hoes and housewives. So I hope people find that helpful, of course. And then, we've got a small update also out of California and the Reiner household, which everybody knows that some bad things happened there in the past few days. Just giving some updates on the Rob Reiner situation, or the Nick Reiner situation. That being that he was crazy as a fucking loon, and that everyone around them was very worried. And they had also recently changed his medication, and that he had become unstable. But of course, Rob knew best. He's a director. He knows these things. He knows well better than people like Dr. Drew or, I don't know, anyone in medicine at all. So he did the thing that he thought was the right thing, and ensured that Nick had a comfortable place to stay where he wouldn't have to worry about the troubles of detoxing or group therapy or any of these uncomfortable things. And, well, it ended as it often does. Incredibly tragically. And as much as I would and could and am tempted to talk shit about Rob Reiner, because he deserves it, let's be fair, he's a piece of shit, but that's he doesn't really deserve to get killed by his own son for being an idiotic piece of shit. His son deserves treatment, actually. And once upon a time, we had places where people like that got treatment. They all got closed, and then we put them all out on the street, and here we are. The end.
Yeah.
I hope that was a happy story. Well, anyway, that's the story. Everything's broken and fucked. Yay. But not everything, and some things are being fixed. So, as anyone that has watched any news in the past, I don't know, about 3 weeks has noticed, there have been some boats with some innocent farmers or fishermen or something down in the Venezuela area, moving real fast. They've got very fast fishing boats, very, very fast, and they store their fish.
You mean the ones with 4 upwards?
Yeah, those.
Hang on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, those.
All the blue
boats.
barrels of fishing gear.
Mm-hmm. Or perhaps they're full of fish food. Who knows? Or precursor chemicals, or cocaine, whatever. 6 of one, half dozen of the other. But there've been a couple of those that have been exploded. And there are, for some reason, a number of folks that are tremendously, tremendously upset that these things that have literally killed hundreds of thousands of Americans and stolen lives and monies away from us are being destroyed. And, well, I hate you and I don't care. But beyond that, we have a statement out of the National Fraternal Order of Police. And, as a matter of fact, it is quite reasonable, and I'll just read it off to you here. The National Fraternal Order of Police statement on international counter-drug operations. Dated, by the way, from the 17th, December 2025, of course. Washington, D.C., Patrick Yoes, National President of the Fraternal Order of Police, issued the following statement. As of today, 26 watercraft transporting illegal narcotics have been intercepted by U.S. military assets, which have played an important part of the war on drugs for many years. That is 26 shiploads of dangerous narcotics that did not enter the United States, including 2,200 pounds of cocaine from a single vessel. Our members, 382,000 men and women, have to deal with the horrors of drug trafficking and all the violence and death associated with the illicit drug trade. These dangers include exposure to hazardous substances during seizures, which is not the case with these military interdictions. I believe we will see a large, measurable drop in the availability of these drugs on our streets and in our communities thanks to President Trump's efforts. On behalf of our members, we are grateful for these international efforts as our law enforcement officers fight drug traffickers here at home. Well, that seems quite reasonable to me. And if I'm to take that reasonable statement to the next level, I did here too. I could read it off to you, but I'll just tell you. And that is that people are going to do drugs. They are. Deal with it. That's just the way it is. And when those people do drugs, they don't want to die. So they don't want laced drugs. So at a bare fucking minimum, drug users are going to survive. And maybe they'll get a chance to get better. Maybe they won't. But at least their lives won't fucking end. And their story has a chance to go on. And then, of course, we have beyond that, too. Beyond the fucking fent zombies that I'm obviously referring to. We have people that, might try a recreational drug. Like, what was it? I think about a month or two ago, we reported on some high school kid, I believe it was a girl, that took, some Adderall that had been laced with fent. Mm-hmm. Killed her. It's like, what are we fucking doing here? Of course we're doing the right thing. Of course getting this fucking garbage off of our streets is the right thing to do. What the fuck is wrong with these people to be against this? Oh, they're fishermen, they're farmers. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah, I had to explain to someone recently that a lot of the fentanyl, sure, it's coming through Mexico from China. And, that's a big route for it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't come through our southern border over the land, by and large. It gets shipped across from the Yucatan into Texas and Florida. Like, that's a major pathway for it. In Venezuela, the ELN straddles the border northern in the northeast of Colombia and the northwest of Venezuela. Like, they happily will transport their drugs through Venezuelan boats to get them
or precursors. Let's be honest, because to be fair, that statement that the FOP made, it was very generalized and not super researched. Their points are good, but yeah, honestly, a lot of that is precursors and not the actual fentanyl because it's easier to ship. It's easier to move.
No. But fentanyl is not. So the primary shipments out of Colombia, Venezuela, like that's going to be stuff like cocaine and marijuana.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
But fentanyl is the fentanyl that they bring in. Usually as a contaminant in drugs, and that is shipped in from Mexico through the north of Colombia to get that into their drugs. Like they don't do remixing too much, by and large that all happens outside the US. And they do it to make the drugs more addictive. They're not trying to kill Americans.
Well, they're not, but
they'd rather keep us alive.
The terrible part about addicts and strong drugs, though, and you probably heard the joke, is I don't know if it's a joke or just a dark fucking truth, but junkies hear about that guy overdosed from his drugs. Oh shit, I'm going to that dude. He's got the good shit. I think that was a Chappelle joke, honestly, but it's not. Which is the fucking saddest part. That's just kind of how it is.
Yeah.
My. Speaking of sad stories of how it is, we should probably hop back over to California since, we are talking about good friends of drug dealers and criminals, will hop back over to Gavin Newsom. That metrosexual man. He is very good at putting his ankles behind his head. What a strange skill for a man to have. Anyway, California FTB.
It's very 7th century warlord of him. Sorry, continue.
Well, maybe he and Mo have some similarities. He does seem to like having those Indians come into California. So anyway, California FTB. This is reading from a Reddit post, by the way. It's I'll just read it because it's best to let it speak on its own. This is out of Our Military Finances from a few months back. California FTB, file transfer. Anyway, California FTB just levied my bank account while I'm active duty military, and they're dodging calls like it's a scam hotline. As a USMC member, I'm an active duty Marine who was stationed in California under PCS orders, not a resident, not by choice. I recently found out the Franchise Tax Board froze and seized $887.50 from my Navy federal account, claiming I owed California state income tax. Here's the kicker. I already filed my taxes properly. My home of record is not California. My only income is military pay. Under the Service Members Civil Relief Act, SCRA, they legally can't tax me. I called the FTB and got passed around. One rep gave me a fax number to send my W-2s, and then when I called back confirmed, 2 different reps, quote, couldn't hear me and hung up. 3 voicemails later, still nothing. Felt like a scam backed by law. Well, my friend, it is exactly that. It is.
That's ridiculous.
Man, things have gotten real bad over there on the Sunshine Coast, man. Like, what an absolute shit show it has become. It's so unreal. But there we are. But in other unreal news, Doge worked. Why, yes, as a matter of fact. We've spoken on this too. How it might not be that great colossus in the room that was there to scare the hell out of everybody, but now it's kind of a part of every organization and every federal organization.
Well, that's my question, though. Was the bill signed? Did they sign the doggy bill?
Let me see if I've got an answer.
Are the cuts happening? Are the cuts happening? Because those Congress critters should not be allowed out of the fucking building until they sign that kind of stuff. It needs to happen.
It does. Oh, by the way, I have heard, for what it's worth, that the coming week and the first month of next year, they're going to be making the attempt to get as many of these executive orders signed into law as possible. Now, this is what I have heard.
Well,
so we'll
better
see.
Hurry the fuck up.
Yep. But anyhow, what we've got here is that in real numbers, they have absolutely decimated the federal workforce.
No, they haven't. I'm going to tell you, they haven't. Because the graph that they show, you'll notice that's zoomed in on the vertical. They're talking about getting rid of, like, as many people as Biden hired. Which was just enough to make the jobs numbers look better. I mean, let's be real. Out of 3 million workers, they still got, 2,700 of them at least. Sorry, 2.7 million of them. It's by the literal definition, perhaps they reduced by 1/10. But to decimate is to reduce to 1/10, not by 1/10.
I don't know. I thought decimate was you take out one out of every 10.
It's to reduce to 1/10.
Is it? Oh well, I'm fine.
But beyond being dependent, again, they absolutely have. They need to do more. You know,
Oh,
it
yes.
either they need to do more or they need to justify why they're still there, and they also need to start hiring again.
Well, in some places.
Seriously, well, yes, seriously though, like national labs, they need to hire.
Hmm.
NASA should hire, etc.
Yeah, that's
Places
fair.
that are actually providing value for the American people need to start hiring again. It
True.
needs to be able, because look, they don't just hire out for permanent workers; they hire out for seasonal and temporary as well. So all those internships, those are hires. They need to be allowed,
Well, and to be fair,
and those produce real value for the American people, which is the point. The point of the federal government should be to benefit the people. Otherwise, why the fuck do we have it? So on that basis, we still need to fire a bunch of people. You know, keep going. You know, treat it like a business, get it done right.
oh, and actually, just a bit of a clarification on that. No, it is lower. So there now, do a lot more need to go? Absolutely, but
What
it
do they got
is
to do?
less than it was before Biden. So not only did he get rid of all those, he actually
Right,
did. There were cuts made, legitimate cuts.
right.
There should be more. I don't
Well,
disagree
there are
with you
people that
in
need
any
to
way,
go.
but I just want to, I just want to be honest with that because there was actually progress on this.
So, I mean, they need to do the get rid of the bottom 10th and raise and hire more philosophy. Do that on a quarterly rotation.
I would love to see it.
I mean, that is basic business. You need to be constantly recruiting in people who are going to make the business work better.
Well, yeah, I
And we
mean
should be treating the federal
that's what
government
the
like a
enemies of
business.
America have been doing. They've been on this grind for a while. They got a whole
Yeah,
complex about it. Like they're going to get you into college. They're going to get you a useless degree. They're going to get you into some city and some sort of administration, and you're going to work your way up. Or you're just going to help from where you are. And that's it. That's the whole thing. Like it's a dirty game, quite honestly. Oh, speaking of dirty games, there's one of the, I don't know exactly which one of the ports out of California has automated, but one of them has largely gone automated. And
oh boy,
the
that's
video.
going to piss off all the correct people.
Mm-hmm. And I'll include a video of the way it works. And man, I'll tell you, it is so efficient. Significantly more efficient than those union shops, but hey, you'll have that. But yeah, the whole thing's run by autonomous vehicles, autonomous cranes. Works amazingly well and amazingly fast. But yeah, there we are. It's the future, and well, I guess those protesters, or not protesters, what's the term I'm looking for? The union folks. I hope they got everything they wanted.
Yeah,
I hope that this is what you were after, because this is. Did we say this was going to happen? I feel like we said this was going to happen.
pretty sure we said this was going to happen.
Yeah. Well, funny old world. Funny, funny, funny old world. Oh, and speaking of funny worlds, we've mentioned the pan-faced Trantifa member in the past. You know which one I'm talking about, right?
Um, I'm gonna say no because I don't try to catalog these people in my mind.
Well, it's the one that literally has like the Dick Tracy villain face.
Right.
The very
Okay.
flat, very round, like literally looks like a pan. Anyway, Christopher
One who looks
Hudson,
like he came out of Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
literally, yes, with the with the widow's peak and everything.
He looks like such a fucking. He looks like a fucking a Mad Magazine caricature.
Like literally a Dick Tracy villain from 19 fucking 50. It's something.
What's his name? Panty.
Julie. Ah, please.
Not a fucking chance.
Yeah.
Julie. All right.
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
Julie.
so anyway, based on based on taking a knife and throwing it in order to injure a government agent
Uh-huh.
on when was this that occurred? Do I have an exact date on that? Nope. No, I don't. Goodness gracious. Well, anyway, uh, charged them ice people with a knife to try and stab them to death, and then got disarmed with a knife, and then picked out another and threw it. Like some kind of D&D rogue or something. Like,
Mm-hmm.
well, anyway, that
As
all
you do.
happened. Was taken down, taken in, arrested, charged, and was just let go to go home with 3 years of probation.
Okay.
For attempted murder on a federal agent. So that's
By
a
which judge?
very lenient sentence. I would wager to say.
I would dare say, yeah.
And of
That's
course,
sentence
I'll
of
just
like.
I'll just make a note that it's it. You're gonna probably be like, man, what a traditional American person this judge is. When I tell you about him, of course, obviously,
Uh-huh.
everybody knows Judge Mustafa Kusanbai, who is obviously very, very American. First,
Oh,
probably
that's
First
that's first
Nations,
generation
even.
colonial.
Oh, absolutely. I'm saying even First Nations could be. Who knows?
Oh, could be.
Yeah, being a
Sounds like running bullshit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, we're a propositional nation, an economic zone, so that makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. Okay, that's enough of an annoyed pause. It's not, but I don't want people to turn away. So we'll continue because
By
they're.
the way, speaking of Harry Sisson,
Oh, what about Sissy?
apparently another sex scandal.
Oh, is this the thing that people are talking about? What is it
Apparently, he manipulated women into sending him explicit pictures.
again?
I guess.
Because I know we reported on that already, or was that somebody?
Um,
No, no,
oh
no.
wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second. That can't be right. That can't be this one.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, that was fucking March.
yeah. There's got to be something new because I'm seeing
I think right now it's just him with the guy in the cock. Well, mind cock anyway.
Mirror March
Well, you know what? I'll click on latest.
9 months ago.
See, still retarded. Yep, yep, yep.
Snapchat. Yeah, that's the Snapchat thing where he was. Yeah. Oh wait.
See, Australia has their own version of one.
Oh,
Ash
I know.
politics.
I should not look on Google because they will lie to me and not even give me any results. Let me go to search.brave.com. Harry Sisson controversy. March. I don't know.
I
There's
like that people have caught on and started saying Eric Swallow the same way I do.
nice. Oh, that's funny.
Santa
Oh, that's
has your
fucking
present ready.
funny.
Bag of
Okay, well,
dicks.
I do have an update from the sissy himself, but
Oh boy.
he has apparently stated that he could take Joe Rogan in a fight, and
Oh please do it.
and I welcome that, and I beg from the bottom of my fucking soul, please, please, anyone who can make this happen, I beg of you, with all that there is in me to beg, that you make this happen. Please. That would be the funniest fucking thing ever.
Oh, let's see.
Even funnier than Jake Paul.
Apparently, he was complaining about file 468 of the Epstein files being removed as part of some cover up.
Oh
And
yeah, like the
apparently it's
one
back
file
on the
that
website.
had Trump in it or whatever. Yeah.
Apparently, it's back on the website, and there's a reason it was temporarily removed. I'm guessing it probably involves like them redoing some of the redactions or undoing them or whatever.
Oh, very likely. And to be fair, there are unredacted files rolling out. not
True.
not at the rate at which they should, and there are very stupid redactions, like Virginia Gillifrey, who has been a public figure for what fuck since like
Oh,
08?
Virginia Jeffrey. Yeah, she's also dead, right?
And we covered
Or am I
that.
the wrong one?
That was a
Yeah.
that was
So
a
why
very
the fuck is
curious
that
death.
redacted? So again, if she's dead, why is her name redacted
Yeah,
at
there's
all?
why is the name of a
I
dead
gotta
public
know.
figure redacted?
I gotta
No
know on
less.
that one. Like, why the fuck is anyone who's dead? Why is their name redacted? What is the purpose?
Sure enough, sure enough. We
There shouldn't be any redaction here. That's just retarded.
it is. Oh, speaking of retarded, so anyone that is in the
Or
market for a computer upgrade right now, you're gonna have to pay. I'm sorry. If you need RAM, you might have a retailer that you like, but unless they've got a rock solid reputation, you're gonna have to be careful because we're already seeing scam RAM. We're seeing
Oh
people
yeah.
like 3D
Yep,
print
yep.
the proper kind of casements for these RAMs for like Corsair RAM, and they're sending out DDR4 that looks like 5, but when you check your pinouts and everything, it's not. So if you're buying, unless you've got someone that you really trust, make sure you're going either directly to the manufacturer or to a genuinely trusted retailer, someone like a Newegg, maybe Amazon. Amazon's probably okay because they've got some protections, but still,
Well, they still have Big Ben selection, so it's a problem.
right, right, and they've got a lot of options for a lot of things like Corsair, spelled with a Y, or what? That's just a theoretical example. I wouldn't be surprised if it does exist, but you know, avoid your eBay sellers unless you've got a long history with them. Now, to be fair, many of these do have some protections in place, but at
Speaking
best,
of GDR though, so actually no, I see Bats saying the same thing in chat. Um,
mm-hmm.
Fucking OpenAI hoovered up like 40% of RAM.
Yeah, you stole my segue. Yes, as a matter of
Sorry,
fact.
fuck
No,
you.
no,
I'm
no.
doing it now.
We're doing it
through
live.
20,
God damn it.
through 2029. Through 2029.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Not the
that's
RAM,
insanity.
mind. The silicone wafers. The substrate
Right.
onto which RAM would be built. Just putting it in a warehouse.
No, not a warehouse. They bought it up as capacity. So, but they've rented space as it were. But they have through 2029.
Oh, I thought they were storing it. My bad.
Well, they're not. No, it's not a hedge. It's a literal use. Like they want to use that silicon.
So as you make it, send it our way.
Well, again, like we have, like what?
No. According to
Fabs,
the records here, it says that he bought up raw wafers to store in warehouses until they have the fabs ready to produce them.
Okay, so I was gonna say we have fabs that are gonna come online soon. If he's holding on to wafers for fabs here, that's scummy little shit.
Yeah. According to the
think,
records here, it says the wafers will be stockpiled in warehouses. Amazing.
well, I believe they're going to be stockpiled, but that's capacity.
Still, I'm just reading from the reporting that I've got.
All right. I think what we really ought to do.
It's entirely possible that there is a little bit more to it than that. Like he's just bought up production capacity, and it's not like the actual raw wafers. But
well, what I'm going to say here is in this country. I mean, I know we do have some foundries here. We should, we don't just need fabs. We need foundries to crank out the silicon boules, and then to process them into wafers. And we use particle accelerators to create the wafers. It's it's straightforward on it. It's we just launch protons into silicon, and the penetration depth is energy dependent, and so you can have them create a very crisp line, and then the end of the boule just kind of pops off as a wafer. It's very, very flat, way flatter than using any kind of saw would have ever allowed it to be.
And
So it's a
also
very cool technology.
pretty. What's the term? Pretty efficient as well.
Yes,
Because if you use a saw, you're going to have to plane
you're wasting
whatever.
silicon.
And yeah, it's.
So I mean, these wafers are very thin already. But they do need to have a certain size to them, certain specs, and they're very you waste so much less energy in the production process by just popping them off by embedding protons in them, which is funny to a certain degree. That said, the actual boule itself, the giant crystal of silicon, making those is an energy intensive process that you do at a foundry. And we should have like sand is everywhere.
Yeah, fairly common.
Silica sand, also pretty much everywhere. We've got enough of it in this country. It's not a scarce resource. It's not going to harm a major ecosystem if we just scrape some off the beach. So we've got plenty of this stuff. All you got to do is get the oxygen off of it, and then clean it up. And that's one of those funny things. The whole green revolution, yeah, the one where they find out just how much CO2 is pumped into the atmosphere by making the silicon for those solar cells.
Yeah, a little bit
really
of that.
chaps your ass, doesn't it? But the same thing's true about computer chips. So all of that RAM that's going to be produced for these big data centers, all the hippies cheering on about how ChatGPT is making their life so much better, haven't really spent the 5 seconds to consider where all that silicon is coming from. As far as they know, magic pixie dust from the beach turns into magic rocks that we put spicy stuff into.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that's a little bit better than some of their thoughts on the grocery store. Being that's where food comes from.
I think they probably think Amazon's where computer parts come from. Let's be honest.
I would be surprised.
And that ChatGPT is just some sort of arcane magic that's been used to curse certain websites with AI. So, the build out is. So here's the thing: is we also have reporting that the power grid may or may not have a rolling blackout issue due to the massive uptick in AI energy consumption. So, this winter, as temperatures drop and the energy demand rises, the burden that we've already placed on the grid from AI might cause some rolling blackouts. And I'm sorry, but who the fuck signed up for that, right?
Well, if I understand it correctly, a lot of data centers are out west, and they're already pre-primed for these rolling blackouts. So I don't imagine it'll be much of a change of pace for many of those people.
Well, so it's going to be more of an issue towards the north, because it
gets cold.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what it is. That's the problem.
Yep.
It's a bit chillier.
Yeah, wintertime. Funny how that works.
So, be interesting to see where that goes.
Oh, very interesting.
I'm not gonna be thrilled to see how that hits the headline. Oh, you know how it's gonna work. It's gonna become everyone's problem because it's gonna affect a certain sort of people.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, because it becomes everyone's problem, now everyone has to somehow pay to solve it. I'm sorry, motherfucker, but that seems to be a big you problem.
It does. And to be fair, I would, I wouldn't necessarily mind seeing a set of cooling towers that had, I don't know, OpenAI on the side. I would find it annoying, but at least I would know that they're paying for their own juice. And okay, fair enough. It would be an eyesore, but it would be less of an eyesore than a field of solar panels or windmills. So, fair is fair.
Sure.
You know, given the options. Given the options. Oh, and we've got a fun update on, of course, the shooter from last week. The what was that? The brown, the brown shooter. Mr. Claudio Neves Valenti. He was.
So we can now confidently say, piece of shit killed himself.
Hmm.
Interestingly, tied to the MIT death, assassination.
Yeah, really small account on X too, or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and not a lot of followers. Just random nobodies. People you've never heard of, like Barack Obama. Just
So that one, I thought that's. Here's the thing: is I'm still not 100% convinced. So I saw a post that had a video of someone scrolling through them, yada yada. Now I say the same thing I said before about this when it comes to these kind of videos, is that you can pull off the same HTML edit thing. You just have to play the video backwards, and then cut off the part where you change the HTML.
Fair.
Like it is possible to just back out of an account that way.
It is.
That said,
it does appear that that's the case, though. Just to be clear,
it still appears that it's the case that Barack Obama is following. And I don't know how many people Barack Obama follows.
Generally between 30 and 50.
Total or 1,000?
No, period.
Oh, okay. That's wild.
Yeah, peculiar. As a matter, just for honesty's sake, I should probably just double check.
I mean,
okay, Barack
it'd be
Obama
silly
is
if he was following him still.
Whoa, my mistake entirely. I take that completely back. He's following 507,000 people. So
that's what I thought was going on. He's following a bunch.
Okay, so you know what? Maybe there is actually nothing to that. But
that's
maybe there is too. I don't know. It when I see that, I lean a little bit more into that. Maybe not, though. I'm going to be honest with you.
That's the issue. Is that the question is wide open because of certain the past issues that that's not it's ambiguous in a way that is frustrating.
Now, just a quick note on the brown shooter. Everything is very convenient. There might be more to this, and I just want to put it out there that everything is in the too convenient category, but I don't have more than that, so it might just be that. But if there is something worth noting or mentioning beyond what's basically come out from this, I'll be keeping my eyes peeled, obviously, because it's better not to believe the first story you told. But that might just be it. It really could just be, this is what happened.
I mean, psychopaths exist.
They do.
Yeah,
they certainly do.
We have to kind of allow for that.
Yeah, it could be that simple, but for years we were told that there was one shooter in a building and not on a grassy knoll that day in Dallas, and we've since learned that that's not the case at all. But whatever, it is what it is. So as I encourage, question everything, but don't drive yourself crazy with this shit, because let's be real. It's very easy to fall down rabbit holes and lose yourself. So be careful out there. Now with that, boy, we've got some good news, some bad news. What do we want to do here? We want some good news. Hell yeah, we do. Some good news out of Senator Mike Lee. He's introduced a new act and I love it. Been a long time coming. Should have been here years ago. And of course, the let me get the exact name of the act. I do want to tell people right here. Let's see. It is what's the name of this thing here? The Cartel Mark and Reprisal Reauthorization Act.
There it is.
That's the good stuff. So it would allow the Trump administration to commission American organizations.
Gather the outboards, my laddies. We're going hunting.
Mm-hmm. Letters of marque. Mwah. A chef's kiss to them.
I gotta tell you, if you know any of those fun gang members and you want to make a buck.
Well, and the thing about this is, too, this could cause those folks that are so worried about government resources being spent on taking out these fishermen and farmers on these fishing boats. Well, you wouldn't have to complain about a single government strike from there on. It would all be it would be a private matter between individuals, just resolving individual disputes, shall we say.
Just drink deep, me hearties, we have work ahead of us.
Yo ho, me hearties, yo ho. Let's fucking go.
Can you imagine the fucking look on their faces if your boat shows up and it has, instead of the You Are a Pirate song, it's If You Want to Bake a Pretty Cake?
Nah, son. We are going to be going in blasting Creed. Can you take me higher?
Oh, yeah, well, I think I can. Load it up.
Mm-hmm. We're going to take you to a place where blind men see, son. Gonna deliver you to your father.
Hold on. Have they wiped with their left hand yet? All right, now go ahead, take it.
Mm-hmm. Oh my. Oh me, oh my. I can't wait. Cannot wait. Now, what else have we got going on here? Oh, right. We'll see if this hits on Monday, because there's not much more time for it to hit. But the word is that Don Treasy is going to declare Christmas Eve and day after Christmas federal holidays. This is reporting out of Axios. So we'll see what happens with that.
That's going to ruffle some feathers.
Oh, yes. Oh, quite.
I'm okay with it.
Seriously,
like it's such a non-religious holiday in the U.S. It's a religious holiday, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
I get that, but as holidays go in the USA, it is such a non-religious holiday. Like, it is non-partisan in its impact on the population.
Pretty much.
Most Jews celebrate Christmas. God damn it! Like, come on. If it's not eating out Chinese traditionally, then it's getting each other presents and sharing family dinners.
And when the thing about it is, even if you take it as a purely secular holiday, the nature of its celebration isn't really secular. I mean, it does glorify Christianity, even at its base, which is kind of nice.
Well, the name of it's Christmas, so
there is that. It kind of got Christ in the title, so yeah.
I mean, it stopped being Saturnalia a couple millennia ago.
That it did.
There you go.
And just
and any honest Christian can admit that's what it was.
Yeah,
or it's either
that or the
winter equinox.
Either that or the fucking Yule celebration, because they kind of rolled it all into one.
Right. But it's the winter solstice.
But speaking of celebrations, we should absolutely mention two things, as a matter of fact, worth celebrating. That, of course, that would be that MTG's bill, the Protect Children's Innocence Act, passed. That's a decent one.
Uh-huh.
And of course, that was kind of like Epstein stuff. It's not like Australian Protect Children Act. It's like an actual one that protects children, as opposed to, the other bullshit. And the other good piece of news is that dude, or well, I don't know if it's a dude. It just sounds like a dude. Nina Lynn, streamer on Twitch, one that's assaulted like 3 or 4 people and stolen a couple $100 worth of merchandise on live stream from Target and various other places. Anyway, that individual is now indefinitely banned, potentially permanently. So there might actually be a line to get you banned. If you're not Hassan, obviously, because that's different. But, you know.
Yep.
And in other good news, the U.S. House passed, what was the name of the bill? Oh, I think this was, this was MTG's bill. Okay, so contents thereof, long and short, is transgender surgeries on minors, including puberty blockers and hormones therapy, illegal. Or it will be once it gets to his desk. But very, very good. Very excellent. The wholesale abuse of children absolutely should stop. Now, for some other good news. Oh, no, that's bad news. Well, we'll do the good news first. Okay, so Firefox is getting weird. And did we report on the Firefox doing the AI thing last week? I feel like we did, but we might not have. So real quick on that. In the future, Firefox is just going AI and is going to be an AI browser, which is... It's certainly a move to take. So, for anyone that uses Firefox for anything at all, there is a program by the name of WaterFox. Free, open source, built with the idea of Firefox, but without any of the bullshit, including LLMs or AIs. So, give it a look. I've got some reports from at least one person that's given it a try. Works great. So I'll include just a link to the tweet, which I believe has the links to the Git and all that other stuff, too. So if you wanted to pick that up, it will be recommended.
Yeah, I heard Firefox is worth looking into.
I'll probably be switching that out myself. I only use Firefox as my YouTube browser, but, you know, if I can get something better. I use Brave for that, though.
I use Brave for YouTube. Like, it's... just worlds it's worlds better than dealing with Chrome and ad block extensions, that kind of shit.
It is, but AdBlock actually works in Firefox still, so I haven't had a reason to change.
Well, that's what I mean. Is in Brave, I don't have to deal with any of that.
Oh yeah, you don't even have to do it. It just
natively
works.
Blocks it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Brave, good stuff, worth your while. Some other good news. Yeah. Actually, I do indeed. And then I've got, is that one out of California? Yeah, it is. I've got two very, very California stories for you. So, we reported on this one some while ago. I want to say this was near the beginning of the year when the two Las Vegas kids, they did a pit maneuver on one car and then ran down, I think it was an ex-cop that was riding his bike on the side of the road. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Well, life sentences, both.
Good.
Well deserved.
that is the easiest one in the world. Just get the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Go to jail, stay there, stay out of civilized society.
Yep, you have lost your place here, and you don't belong. You need to just go there and be in a place where you're amongst your own kind. So
clearly, you never should have been outside of the fucking prison.
Mm-hmm.
Behave like an animal, live in a cage like one. Fuck you. Go away. Goodbye. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Go directly to jail.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, we'll throw this. No, we'll give you a sandwich. Definitely, we'll give you a sandwich on this one. So the first one out of California is that they've got some new laws going into effect. As a matter of fact, just in a few days, just over a week. What happens on January 1st of next year is, actually, 11 years ago, they passed a bill where all the gas storage tanks in California can no longer be single wall tanks. They have to be double wall because California is, they have quakes. And they want to make sure that if there are any, and if any of these tanks break, that they don't seep into the groundwater. Now, double wall
because
tanks.
that's what I'm worried about is the groundwater.
Yeah, or whatever.
I'd probably be more. It's probably a better way to excuse it by saying we will not have the water to put out the gas fire.
Well,
fucking cretins.
Truly. So what's going to happen here, long and short, is there are 473 gas stations that just will not be able to make this happen.
How about that?
They're not big enough because the estimates
like after
are
they lost all the gas refining capacity, they're just not going to have the stations to fill up anyway.
So not only is Valero leaving, yeah. So what's going to happen here? Because these double wall tanks today are about $2 million, and that means that these small gas stations would have to burn $2 million plus whatever it costs to pull the old one and put this in, because they just have to. And there's a program called Rust, which was removing, replacing, and upgrading underground storage tanks is what it was for. The loans, what they would do with this, they would finance 100% of that tank replacement. And as happens with programs in California with many millions of dollars attached, well, I don't think I need to expand on that too much, but you kind of get the idea. So the money was there to help them out, but there's a little problem. Is that what's this? Loans? Oh, okay. So the loans are actually still out there, but the loans are being particularly Californian. So people are having to jump through hoops and get things done using all the various red tapes and garbages of California. So much like rebuilding in the Palisades, this is a very similar issue. So what has happened is we've got these 473 gas stations that basically just haven't been able to keep up. Now, gas stations, that really sucks for those people in those areas. That's not cool at all. But the poster here that has brought this up, what this means is that fire stations and police stations, EMS, they're not going to have a gas station to go and fill up. They're going to have to maybe drive 30, 40 minutes to the nearest gas station if they're, out in the middle of nowhere, maybe like a Barstow place. They might not have something adequate. You might be in one of those little California desert towns that's all it's got is like Bob's Gas. And, it sucks that you got to pay $7, but you do. Well, Bob's not going to have the $2 million to get that tank, and he doesn't have the 17 years to wait for the money to come through to pay for it. So Bob's Gas is just going to close down. And then that community, well, I hope you don't get a fire, because we've already seen what happens then. I got nothing more good to say about that other than that they got about a mile of high-speed rail made out in California. Congratulations on that. How's those hundreds of millions of dollars in housing funds going? Lots of houses built with that, right, Kevin? Yeah? No? Oh, dang. Unfortunate.
It's quite unfortunate.
It's quite literally tragic. What's being done to these people? Like the people of California don't deserve this garbage. They really, really don't. And just again, reminder: Fire Aid LA was a benefit concert, like big names, all sorts of people. January 30th of this year, like big names doing this concert, raised what was it? Some $100 million. There has been no money of that dispersed to a single victim of the Palisades fires. Not a fucking penny.
Oh, color me shocked.
Right? So, shocking and embarrassing. We should probably mention this one. Out of Venezuela. Maduro's decided to pull a Zelensky, and he's handing out rifles. Well, all I can say to that is, Venezuelans, if you're listening, you could do the funniest fucking thing right now. Okay? You could do something that would be really funny. I'll just let your imagination do the work. But you would have a hand if you decided to. Just saying. So there we are. Oh, me, oh my. Okay, so we got a little bit of an update out of Windows. It's Windows 11. It's a very powerful operating system.
And
that is to say that it uses a lot of power. As in it is a power-hungry thing that is inefficient and poorly made. So there's another update to Windows 11, not in this case not to the downloadable kind, but actually an update to the way that it works. If you're using any prior version of Windows, you'll know that, of course, it's a very straightforward process to put your taskbar on the left, the right, or the top if you so feel.
Yeah.
Well, it's a little too hard for the coders at Windows 11 at Microsoft. So you just can't.
Well, they're not at Microsoft. I guess they're at Microsoft.
Well, they're logged in at Microsoft from Mumbai. But yeah, whatever. But people have been clamoring for them to put the taskbar thing where you can move it back.
Yeah.
Because it was always as simple as right-click, unlock the taskbar, put it where you want it, lock it back in. Well, that's too hard for the brain trust over at Microsoft.
You know what? Stardock is going to have a new product finally.
Yes, as a matter of fact.
Their time has come.
Well, yeah, Brad Wardell actually mentioned that specifically.
That is hilarious.
And apparently it runs pretty efficiently. So, yeah, check out Stardock Start 11. It apparently cleans things up pretty nicely. It looks very nice, as a matter of fact. And also, there is another one called Explorer Patcher. Oh, looks like they noticed that somebody made a working piece of software for that. So, Windows Explorer Patcher has been patched with the latest Windows patch because, of course, they can't let you have any fucking fun. Or, in this case, a system that works.
Productivity.
Yeah.
Utility.
Yeah, who would want that?
Functional operating system.
And speaking of functional, there's something that we've all been clamoring for in this utterly dysfunctional system. Something to show that it actually works. That there does exist some vague semblance of justice in this absolutely topsy-turvy nightmare world. Well, actually, maybe it does. Believe it or not, arch fiend of war, John Bolton. No, come on. Son of a bitch. This has got to be... Okay. All right. John Bolton has been...
this cunt and a half?
18 federal felonies indicted as of the 16th.
Well, don't you know it?
That has been a
man alive.
A long, long time coming. That man has got so much blood on his mustache, it might as well be red. But just a real quick, too, by the way, on the MIT guy. He was apparently working on very out-of-the-box thinking regarding nuclear power. He worked in the Plasma Science and Fusion Center and was, cutting-edge guy. This Nuno Loureiro. So we lost a brilliant mind and potentially some very interesting technology he was working on. Don't know at all. It's all It's all
Well,
odd,
you know,
and there's not answers.
we had that weird, crazy fuck kill him.
Mm-hmm. So, another good piece of news, which we literally couldn't have reported on this news at any time until now because it just wasn't the case. For the first time in a long time, all jobs this year went to Native Americans. And no, not my people. Yes, some of my people, but just all you good people. Actual Americans got the jobs in America for a fucking change this year.
Well, hot shit. What about the first few days? You know, the first 20 days.
No, I've only got the year, so I don't actually have the specifics. But we have over something in the area of about 260,000 American jobs to something in the area of a reduction in foreign-born job placements. And again, long time coming. Long time coming. Thank you, Stephen Miller. I'm glad we've got somebody out there that legitimately wants to try and save things.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice. And in horrifying news, PayPal has applied to become a bank. That's all.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, no, it was.
That's actually been a long time coming.
It also has, and is. There's a little bit of horror in that, I would say. Oh,
Maybe.
Here we go. I've got the.
Yes.
On the 150 executive orders, that was Mike Johnson that said that they would start to surge that in January. So take that for what it's worth.
So it's not happening.
Right, yeah, exactly. Because, we know that Mike Johnson's good for something. I don't know exactly what it is, but
Sure.
but something, I'm sure.
Find the something. Yeah. Is there something in the room that's right now?
Maybe. Could be. Oh, actually, no, we did report on. Or did we? I don't know. I don't know if we did or not. Well, just in case we didn't. The Mexican government has come out and criticized the U.S. declaration of fentanyl being a weapon of mass destruction as
Oh, God, that was funny.
as somehow inaccurate.
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
Sure it was.
Okie dokie. But in other good news,
Cry about it. That's my response to that. It's cry about it.
Mm-hmm. Cry harder, even. And you know who else is going to cry harder? SNAP recipients. Because why? In 18 states, they're not going to be able to buy junk food. Oh no. The tragedy. They're not going to be able to post about their EBT hauls. They're only going to be able to show, look at all these fruits and vegetables and meats.
Oh no.
Right?
Food.
Oh no. You're going to eat real food that will take you 10 minutes to prepare instead of 5 minutes in the microwave. You lazy fucking fat ass.
Look, people gotta eat. Some people got troubles. I get it. Do better. Enjoy doing better. Matter of fact.
That's a fact.
It will. Eating right will get you off your ass and in motion faster than eating like shit.
It truly will.
It's good for you.
And speaking of good for you, we should probably mention that perhaps Minnesota, perhaps they've got a bit of a good outlook. With all the bullshit that old retard Waltz has been doing, people are understandably getting a little bit tired of it. And of course, we reported last week of potentially Governor Lindell. Well, Polymarket had a little bit to say on that matter. And Polymarket seems to think that he is a fucking shoo-in at over 50% to win with the nearest competitor
Oh, boy.
at about 19%. And Polymarket's been pretty good on these sort of things, so I'm here for it. I am absolutely here for it. Governor Lindell has quite the ring to it. Quite the ring.
That would just be so damn funny.
It really would. It
A
would be
lot of people would get
hilarious.
very upset by that.
Oh, there would be some people that they would be every bit as upset as Trump taking the White House in 2020. Probably wouldn't last as long, but
Yep.
they would scream and cry just as much.
This is very true.
Now, let me see here. The other one. So there's a really for the few California, for the few Ohio listeners I've got out there, you've got an option. A damn decent guy. What's his YouTube? He's like the car guy. Casey the car guy. He's running against Vivek, and seems like a real decent guy. Casey Push, good, like decent, regular human being. Not a weirdo that had a Christmas Day crash out about how Americans don't deserve to live an American lifestyle and how high schools shouldn't be high schools and that you should all be happy that all of us nice Indians are coming here to make the place better for you. No such crash outs from this fella. So, give him a look. Casey seems like a down-to-earth dude. And he's getting a lot of flack for this. Like all of a sudden, this YouTuber is finding that his videos are shadow banned and not getting the reach that they might once have. Tell me if I don't know what that's about. Have lived that very thing.
Indeed.
The nature of the channel, as a matter of fact. But anyway.
And our instance is a little more explainable, I think. It has something to do with,
well, to be fair, before that, we did catch some hell, but nothing.
John Roberts.
Nothing like once we fucking laid into that. Once we started revealing the Internet Unix history, we really did kind of.
Yeah, Lucas, John Roberts, and Liz Dongon.
Mm-hmm.
The lizard himself.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't he UK based?
Lizard, I believe he was in California.
No. The one, the eunuch with the tits. Yeah,
well,
Lucas.
Lucas is he moved to Ireland for a bit with his friend. He might be back in Canada. He's a Canucky.
Oh, dang. Well, that's fortunate.
He did his $100,000 cocaine run, and then he moved to Ireland to be with his buddy for a bit.
I see.
Then I don't know if he moved back because I know he did. Well, actually, no. I think his little I think his way to get back to Canada was via California at TwitchCon. I believe that was it. Because of course, feared for his life, thus went to a public event.
Well, as most folks that are afraid for their life do in the current era. Well, anyway, I find that a little sad for a specific reason, because I was really super hoping that he was still over in the UK, because there's something that you can do to people in the UK now that's really, really funny. What you do is you purchase a VPN. And you set your VPN to the UK. And then you hop on Twitter or X, if you like. And what you do is you go to the gathering info section on an account, because you'll want to report them for what they've done wrong, because these people have done something quite illegal. And you'll want to scroll down to the bottom, and it'll say UK illegal content. You'll want to put a check next to that where it says report illegal content accessible in the UK via our dedicated form. And, well, you can report that content. And by golly, they'll make sure that it gets to the authorities in the UK. And they'll take care of it. Take care of it real good.
I'm not seeing why this would be an issue to do now.
Oh, you can.
Um,
You can absolutely do it this very moment. So
because
if you
my
happen
guess is
to,
that it's very much like the German form, where you get an email saying somebody in Germany was asked to share it with you and reported your account. So, I mean,
well, kind of,
frankly,
except for that.
frankly, Americans ought to be doing it to themselves, surely to get the email as a trophy.
Well, that would be funny, but more for the folks who don't view the email as a trophy because it generally results in the police coming to visit within the next day or so.
That's true.
And that, my friend,
Which is why,
is
which is
peak
why
comedy.
everyone should go there, and which is why everyone should go there and start reporting your Stoner's account.
You should. Absolutely.
Because,
He's a notorious lawbreaker.
exactly.
Absolutely notorious. All right. What else have I got here? I know I got.
And of course, anyone in his cabinet.
Oh, more California news. So, of course, we talked about Valero leaving last week. Just made mention of any number of small gas stations having to close up shop because they won't be able to keep up. Well, it gets better. Well, or worse. I don't know.
Really imagine.
There's a company by the name of Leprino Foods. They are the world's largest mozzarella maker, and
Yep, yep, yep,
they have a
yep. This was
processing
one.
plant in California's Central Valley. And of course, these are the guys that sell cheese to Domino's, Pizza Hut, Papa John's, and numerous others. Well, next year they're going to have to close that shop down because it'll just cost too much money to run a place like that in California.
Yep. Now
So,
I'll say this. I'll say
yeah.
this. Of the soft cheeses, mozzarella is really simple to make,
Oh, yeah, no, you can absolutely just make it at home.
which is what I was getting to. So people should, in general, I mean, it's so there's video tutorials all over the internet, etc., etc. It is worth your time to learn how to make a cheese at home. And I'm not going to profess to be any kind of expert. Just saying, it's a very simple process in general, and there's lots of ways to make your cheese your own once you get the hang of the basics. Just a simple cheddar, and here's the thing: is they take months to cure properly, but
No.
it's not difficult to just like make a new block of it every week or two,
Well, what I'm going
and
to
you'll
actually
have
do
more cheese than you
is
know what to do with
I
after
will
a little
throw a
while.
link in the show links below. As a matter of fact, let me also put it into show links because you'll want to subscribe to this guy if you aren't for some reason.
Mm.
But a fellow by the name of Gavin Weber has an excellent YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
He makes cheese. He makes all the cheeses, and he will tell you
Yeah,
how.
there's tons of different cheese. There's tons of different channels on how to make cheese,
He's a great
and
guy.
and they're
Gives
they're
personable
all
dude,
kind
good
of
videos.
interchangeable for the basics.
Pretty much, pretty much. But yeah, like on his top videos, he's got how to make a low moisture mozzarella cheese for pizza, like a specific mozzarella
Yeah,
pizza cheese.
and again, so this is not a replacement for the factory going away
No,
for
not
big
by any
businesses
means.
like Pizza Hut and Domino's, etc. Like this is a major problem for them,
Oh yeah,
but for
absolutely
you at
enormous.
home,
Now
but for you at home,
that said,
this
they did,
is
however,
so easy.
open a Texas branch because that's what you do if you're a good business in California that makes money.
You get the fuck out and go to Texas.
That's exactly what you do. And
Now
well,
I can appreciate that they're not going to want to go directly to Florida. We do get more
it's a
hurricanes
long
than
way.
Texas does. We do get more hurricanes in Texas, and Texas is in the middle of the country. All fair,
Mm-hmm.
but we're better. I'm just saying it. I'll throw that out there. Any of our Texas listeners can let their blood boil briefly on their separated power grid and separated internet and separated state.
Yeah, but
Come to the Sunshine State. That's what I say. We got plenty. We got space. We have a bunch of morons who we would happily be okay with you replacing. got half the fucking retirees in the nation, which is annoying as hell. But you know, it is what it is.
Oh. So another thing that it's not exactly good news. It's definitely not bad news. But as a matter of fact, too,
But
I
it's
will put
news.
this one also into staff chat for you because I know you'll want access to it. So somebody has gone through and
Oh, okay,
created
yeah.
a better browser for all these Epstein pictures that are put out there because searching them from the .gov is it's a fucking waste. You might as well just scroll. So somebody's made a proper browser that you can just go through. It gives you a nice readout.
Epstein-files-browser.vercel.app.
Mm-hmm. A good, clean, simple interface that gives you what you need to be
Oh,
horrified
there's by people.
at some
Hold
of
the
the things.
phone. Let's just look at the counts real quick. Jeffrey Epstein, 275. Ghislaine Maxwell, 90. Bill Clinton, 25. Walter Cronkite, 9. Chris Tucker, 6. William Daniel Hills, 5. And look
Mm-hmm.
at that. There's all the pictures with Bill.
Yeah, there's a
Except,
lot.
you know what's missing from this picture catalog? Right off the bat, I'm upset that I already know this. Missing from this picture catalog is the one where he's in the hot tub with one of the victims.
Wrong. One, two, three, four. Number 5.
In the hot
EFTA
tub?
0003170 will be the file you're looking for. Her face is redacted. But yes, it's right there.
I don't see it. I don't see it. And this, again, I'm looking at under Bill Clinton. I just did the people.
Oh, I did too. Yeah, EFTA quad 03170.
I do not see 3170 on my end.
Oh, peculiar. Yeah, I've.
Interesting. I'm sorry. I was scrolled down.
Well, yeah,
That's the
scroll
problem.
back up to the top.
There was
There you
enough
go.
to scroll. That's the problem. There's enough to scroll.
There. That's yes, there is. Yes, there
And there he
is.
is.
Yeah, there's
There he
Bill.
is. EFTA quad 03170.
Right there near the top.
Laid back, relaxed, possibly just got himself service,
Mm-hmm.
and then a victim who's blacked out.
Well, potentially
When
a
I say
victim.
blacked out, I mean censored, not blacked out. Although possibly
Well,
blacked
well,
out.
no,
You
he
know,
was the first black president, so maybe that person was black. But bump.
Alrighty.
We like them dark jokes. Oh. I had to. I had to.
Oh boy.
Oh, you know how it is. When you got it, you got to run
Oh
with it.
boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Good stuff. Good. Oh. All right. So.
There's a Rubicon somewhere.
Yeah. Crisscross, my friend. Crisscross. To the Miggity Mac. Now there's an old school throwback.
Already.
Oh my. So, oh man, we kind of hit all of the big stuff I was wanting to hit. The other thing out of Minnesota. It's not 8 billion.
Oh yeah.
It's not 8 billion at all.
It's at least 9, if not tens of billions of dollars.
Or to quote the U.S. Attorney's Office of Minnesota, the magnitude cannot be overstated. What we see in Minnesota is not a few bad actors committing crimes. This is industrial scale fraud. More than half of these programs. Quoting again, Minnesota has become a magnet for fraud, so much so that we have developed a fraud tourism industry. People coming to our state purely to exploit and defraud its programs.
So, that thing about, if we have such great social programs and then we leave the border open, what will happen?
Mm-hmm. And then you've got Somalis like Ilan that are like, they're telling us, maybe you shouldn't make it so exploitable. We're just doing what was natural to us.
We have a nation of 50 states for a reason. One of those reasons is We have 50 different ways we can experiment with policy. 50 different incubation chambers, if you will. 50 different petri dishes in which we can conduct our experiment and see what works and what doesn't work, and then bring it to the federal level when it is obvious that something works or doesn't work.
Or, like in California, just keep doing it even if it doesn't. But anyway, yeah.
Sure. And then see what happens. Yes. We do have to have one of those, well, clearly this hasn't worked, but let's see what happens if we go further.
Yeah, kind of a case study, if you will.
Well, a basket case study. So, we have this fantastic example now in Minnesota of what happens on a macro scale if you just leave the border open, which between states we do. Between states we leave the border open, so that's fair game. What happens if you leave the border open and you just have these very generous social programs with large loopholes in them, ripe for exploitation? It turns out they get exploited, and people show up to exploit it. Now,
they do.
I could not have predicted this. I'm sure you could not have predicted this. Nobody could have seen this coming. To be serious, to be sure. Not a single person could have seen it coming. Where if you have open borders and you have these crazy social programs, that people will just show up out of the blue to take advantage of them. The thing that's actually stark...
Mystery of mysteries.
To put contrast on this, the thing that is stark is the assertion, the facile assertion that half of Medicare and Medicaid payments in the state, half of the 18 billion in disbursements, is fraudulent.
At least.
That's the $9 billion figure. Again, this is just Medicare, Medicaid. This is nothing else. No other social programs which are currently have either convictions or investigations for fraud. It's just Medicare. Like, so when the guy says tens of billions, it's not like an exaggeration at all. $1 trillion would be an exaggeration.
Probably.
But it is as sad an indictment of the state of affairs as the proven fact, that the greatest financier of Al-Shabaab is the Minnesotan taxpayer.
Yeah?
That's from state programs, not federal like Medicare, Medicaid. That's from state programs.
Mm-hmm. That it is.
And now Medicare and Medicaid are involved, which means that it's not just the Minnesotan taxpayer that is the chief financier of Al-Shabaab.
No, sir.
It's the generic American taxpayer that is the chief financier of Al-Shabaab. That is the state of affairs right now.
So those taxes that they're taking out of your unemployment check are being sent to Minnesota so that Al-Shabaab can operate.
You, me, all of us are, to date, as of now, as of our current knowledge of things, the chief financiers of Al-Shabaab. This is not something where Tim Walz gets to just lie to his own state about it anymore.
Well, I've got a little bit of an update on that too. Apparently, it's come out that
country has a say.
Well, it looks like he might have had a hand in some of those monies too.
Oh,
that is to say, might have taken some of them.
I'm certain. I am 100%
wouldn't surprise me at all. It would also explain why he was so ready to set his whole state on fire when given the opportunity, so that you might not look into who he really is.
Yeah. By set his whole state on fire, he means literally, as in the Summer of Love 2020 riots.
Yeah, I wish I were joking. I mean that quite literally.
Like when his wife opened the fucking window.
I love the smell of black-owned businesses burning in the night. It makes me feel so good about the place I am in life. I'm paraphrasing, but she literally said that.
She mentioned instead the smell of burning tires. if memory serves.
Oh, I thought it was the burning businesses. My mistake. It was the tires at the businesses. Of course.
Well, that seeing as how many car lots went up.
Well, it's like Christmas carolers. You get to hear the cars sing a song of bee bee bee. It makes you feel good inside, like when you hear Christmas carolers. It's like, oh, that sounds like a black-owned business going completely up in flames. Oh, I'll bet you the insurance won't pay him either. Oh, doesn't it?
The way that bug-eyed bitch directed her audience on how to cheer for her husband and her, like little children.
Well, I mean, to be fair, cheering for Tim Waltz is not an easy thing to do, so you do kind of need to be coached.
But again, like just the way that she went about that. You know how you can tell when someone is going to be a Hitler-esque, dictatorial pain in the ass to get rid of? Like, had she gotten a fraction of the power that she currently has, she'd be a real serious threat to our country.
What a bullet we dodged. As much shit as we can talk about Donald Trump, because you can talk a bunch of shit about him. There's plenty of shit to talk.
But, like, good
he
God,
is a gorillion times better than the option that we were presented with as an alternative.
That woman would have been in the fucking Oval Office telling Kamala what to sign.
And Kamala's enough of a bitch that she probably would have just listened.
Like, she would have been there running
enough
the
of a dumb
auto-pen
bitch.
machine.
Excuse me. I should clarify.
She would have been there running the fucking auto-pen machine for her husband. Which is hilarious, because again, wouldn't have been president, would have been vice president.
Mm-hmm.
She would have fucking, like, she would have been worse than Dr. Biden.
Yes. Indeed. Doctor of Education Biden. Yes.
Still can't believe that. Like, again, if you insist that other people call you doctor, did you really fucking earn it? Good God.
Mm-hmm.
Just like...
You will call me Dr. Biden?
Like, I just want people to call me Craig, you know what I mean? Like, it's just my fucking name. Just call me by my fucking name. If you can manage to get one syllable fucking name out of your mouth, I'm okay with it.
That's very hard for some folks. They find themselves put upon when not able to use exorbitant titles. Go figure. But I know you want to probably get us around to the wrapping up, and I actually have some really excellent closers for tonight.
Within the next 8 minutes would be nice.
Not a worry, sir. I've got 2 very good closers.
Nice.
So, going back to our man Stephen Miller, a man with a mission, a man with a purpose, it would appear...
He is on a tear, man. He is on a fucking tear. Generational.
He'd make a really nice 49. Nice 49. I'm here for it. That's a good number. Stephen 49 Miller. I like it. But anyway, we've got out of a fellow by the name of Mike Conskull. He's the senior policy director at the. Oh, really? He's at the Economic Security Project.
Powered by AWS recognition. I love that it's able to use AI to do a 99% confidence match from AWS recognition.
That's funny.
On Bill Clinton within these photos.
You don't say. Wow. I'd have never guessed. Well, anyway, out of Mike Conskull, we have, he ran the numbers. I'll just read it for you from him here. It says, I ran the numbers using preferred academic study of the Trump administration. Mass deportations would save renters less than $5 a month. Okay, Mike.
Oh.
Well, hold on.
Okay. Keep going.
So if you deport, and we'll look at his math. So his math says that 1 million removed results in $4.39 for every single renter. So what you're telling me is that just by removing 1 million, we're able to take it down $5. So if we remove 80 million, that's $400 cheaper a month on rent.
I'm not hearing a bad thing here.
Right?
Between $5 and $400, I'm not hearing.
So for every million, we can reduce rent for every single American by $5. Well, we need to get more millions than one. By golly.
I'm hearing only upsides.
Me too. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for sharing that great information. So it would save you just a little less than $5 a month. So instead of, well, mass deportation would save renters less than $5 a month, mass deportations would save renters just a little under $5 a month, and that's only at 1 million. Just think what we can do if we get those numbers up.
All I'm saying is $5 a month is a decent chunk of money.
That's less than a cup of coffee a day, Craig. You can afford a cup of coffee a day, can't you?
Yeah, exactly.
That's damn right.
I could also use a cup of coffee a day.
Truly.
I mean, we got to think about this the other way around. If I'm spending less than a cup of coffee a day on 1 million illegals, what am I spending on 80 million?
Exactly.
I'm sure it's not going to be 80 cups of coffee, but like I bet you I get at least one.
Mm-hmm. I'd say that'd be a pretty good bet.
We're talking about $400 a month.
Now that's if we deport the
Right. I'm just
the
saying,
top end that people
like,
say of 80 million. But yeah, I mean that's a lot of money.
Well, suppose we only get rid of half of that, 40 million.
Sure, yeah.
I'll take again $200 a month. We're gonna go ahead and do a really shit math there and say that we're talking about like on the order of what's that? Just do a donkey click there. $10 a day, thereabouts. On the order of. Yeah, so that's more than a cup of coffee. That's a Starbucks coffee if you're going white.
Sure. One of them fancy boys.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll take my fucking vanilla bean frap, man.
Yep.
I could not give less of a fuck.
Yep. And hey, you're going to be supporting an American business with that money instead of sending it back to Somalia. Everybody wins.
I mean, now that we've gone ahead and rounded that number about so we know just how much we're wasting on these people. I mean, let's not forget the $450 billion in taxpayer dollars that are going towards this shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all those remittances that are just leaving America to never return, except in the form of bombs and bullets.
By the way, part of that $450 billion, that's what those remittances are.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Fungible as cash is, because we're paying for their room and board, all the rest of the money, fungible in the same fashion. Anything we're taking out of the economy, that heads out.
Mm-hmm.
And again, $450 billion net. That is net. That is the amount we spend on them less what they bring to the economy. So we actually spend more than that on them. Just by the way, that's the net value they bring is a $450 billion loss.
Yeah.
And if my estimation is
value,
my estimation is correct. That is more than a cup of coffee for every American, not just for renters, for every fucking American.
Yeah, that's true. Why? You could feed all the hungry people in the world at least for a year for that. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was about 10 billion that would feed everybody.
It was 10 or 25. It didn't matter because it was way over.
Oh yeah. It's like we're feeding them all steak.
25 billion. I think 25.5 billion or whatever it was the estimate. And it was someone bitching about Elon Musk being able to feed the hungry more than once over.
He could liquidate all his assets and feed everybody on the earth for a year. Okay.
No, for the purchase. It was about the purchase of Twitter.
Yes. No, I remember reporting
because it was 45 billion. Like, he could feed the entire planet. It's like, okay. $25 billion or whatever to feed the hungry, and it's all right. But he's purchasing Twitter once, not feeding the hungry every fucking year.
Well, the funny
And
part about that
obviously,
is,
it
and we
becomes a bigger
reported on it,
problem.
is that he said, "Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it right now. You show me where the money's going to go, and I will write the check to the UN today." And they haven't taken him up on it, believe it or not.
Oh, it's unbelievable, all right.
It is definitely unbelievable. And something else that's completely unbelievable, and especially considering the source of the reporting out of the ABC7 out of Los Angeles, of all places, inflation drops to lowest levels in months, defying expectations of uptick. Inflation dropped in November, ending a month-long acceleration of price increases and offering relief to households strained by cost hikes. Government data on Thursday showed. Consumer prices rose 2.7% in November compared to a year earlier, marking a notable reduction.
We still don't have the healthy economy we were promised, by the way. Which is frustrating.
That's true, and that's fair. But
it certainly is by a large margin of certainty better than it would have been.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but that does not mean good. Less shitty is not better. Well, it's not good.
Less shitty is better, but less shitty is not good.
It's not good. Less shitty is still shitty.
True.
It's like that. It needs to do better. Like, we have not hit that 2% target yet. And
that is true.
And frankly, I would be fine with a deflationary economy for a little while. Although that has some implications which would not be very fun.
Oh yeah, no, it would suck.
There's
but it's one of those things that's kind of like you got to go through lean times so that you can get to the times of plenty sometimes.
Well, a regression to the mean would be fine, and we're years off of that. Even if we get down to an inflationary rate of like 1.5%, we need to get it down. We need to get down to, let's get at least to 2. You know what I mean? Now working with banks and getting the interest rates down, that's helping. He needs to get the Fed to play ball.
That would be helpful.
And just like last time, they're fucking with him. Just fucking annoying. It's our money that they're dealing with. When they set the minimum rate. It's our fucking money they're dealing with.
And it is important to remember this one key fact when observing government actions and near government actions, as is the case with the Federal Reserve being as federal as FedEx, is that the purpose of a system is what it does. So be always mindful of that fact. And now, I've got a triple header to close us out for the night, and it's all good news. So we had reported earlier that Jared Isaacman had been frozen out of the NASA administration process, shut down, not going to happen. Well, too bad. Too fucking bad, you fucking losers. He got sworn in on the 18th. They went ahead and pushed it forward, got enough people on his side. Jared Isaacman is NASA's 15th administrator. Congratulations, Mr. Isaacman. That's a
Max
good man
is
for
going
the
to be
job.
so upset.
You think?
Well, he kept saying he's going to make me the NASA admin. I said I'm not going to fucking do it. And I said the only way I'll do it is if I can on day one hire him and then fire him and then quit.
Well, you win some, you lose some.
Well, I feel like I won pretty damn well right there.
Yeah, true.
Wasn't me.
Well, the world wins with this one. And on top of that, we got an executive order on the very same day that says that we will be back on the moon by 2028 and that we will have an outpost by 2030. Mind you, and I've spoken on this numerous times, we should have a city on the moon by now and an outpost on Mars, but whatever. Shit moves slow.
Well, here's the kicker. We already signed that contract with Blue Origin. for lunar permanence. They have a lunar permanence mission for the moon.
Oh, and as I reported on fucking years back, Nokia has the contract for lunar cellular.
Yep.
So,
which I'm okay with, because frankly that means that we could end up with a couple of Jonathan Foote's moon rocks landing on, and it'll still function.
Right. But hey, some actual good news there.
I cannot believe that dipshit thought he was going to be able to run for office.
People will amaze you. People will amaze you. So I said triple header, and I've only given you two. So number 3, the diversity visa. Goodbye.
Interesting.
That would be the one that got the Brown University shooter in.
Yes, it would.
Goodbye, diversity visas.
I have a couple of opinions on that one, because the
I don't necessarily have a problem with the visa lottery, but the diversity visa thing where you've got to meet prerequisites to be a party to the visa lottery, no, that's fucking bullshit.
Exactly. Like the visa lottery has been a long-standing thing, kind of.
Yeah, it's like,
the diversity
I kind of get
part
that.
Of it is really... But again, it's the thing I don't like about it. Like, I like that it can be used for political leverage as a lever, but it also excluded some of the countries we're friendly with, which is fucking stupid. Now I understand that part of that was.
Now, to be fair, we kind of do need a moratorium. So, unfortunately, we're kind of in that state. We're in that state where we've got to do hard things.
Well, again, just as an example, because of the war on drugs, we didn't include countries like Colombia, which, like Israel and the Middle East, Colombia is basically our beachhead for policy in South America. So, because of maneuvers like that, we did not have the influence that would have been with the local population, positive influence. So, carrot, not stick, to avoid a functional disaster for Colombia, like Petro being president, who, mind you, recently just decided to state out loud that we stole the Mexican cession, which happened because we kicked their asses, and also that area has been our territory longer than it was ever Mexico's or Spain's. So, get the fuck off our land is exactly what we should be saying to these cretins.
Truly.
They won't be stolen from you. You guys lost the war you started. Fuck off. It's always the same thing with losers. They always want to rewrite history. You can see it over there with Israel-Palestine. You see it here with everyone in South America laying claim to Mexican territory. Like, you guys started a war, you lost it, and now you're crying about it. Sorry.
Well, anywho, we've got one last one, which I know you've heard about this one, but we've got to share it just in case somehow a listener hasn't heard. Judge Hannah Dugan found guilty on felony obstruction charges with up to 5 years in prison. Goodbye. Fuck you.
Solid victory.
Mwah. That's a fine one.
Now, I believe the phrasing before, when an indictment hadn't even been stated, was, or hadn't even been issued, was, I will take years in prison so that they can live years of their life.
Well,
outside of it.
Well, good
so
luck.
I just have to wonder, was it worth it? I suppose we're not going to know until the years of prison sentence have been served.
That's true. And to be fair, most of these folks aren't going to be in prison. They might be detained for a short time, and then they'll get to go home.
Yeah.
And be with their families.
I'm just assuming here that we'll still have a show around the time that this person gets out of prison. It would be nice to have it. It would be very cool if we had our show built out and we had, some intern we could send over there and get a live interview. A request for comment.
That would be hilarious.
burning ears must hear the words.
Oh, speaking of burning
What's that word
ears
for?
and need to hear something, I should probably mention just real quick. There's this law called the Maritime Drug Law Enforcement Act of 1986,
Yes, there is.
and there's a
My.
man by the name of Chuck, or Charles, some might say, that wrote it. Charles Schumer. He made
Chester,
this
I'd
law,
say.
and it's the law that allows the government to blow up drug boats.
Yeah,
Sorry, Chucky.
I love little ironies. Little ironies, like I guess senility is really only the only excuse he can take here. Because wow, what a fucking blow to the ego that must be to hear that. Really, you only have yourself to thank for all of the fantastic things happening right now.
Yep.
Wait, we didn't need to do it like that, effectively.
Such a funny world. So funny. Oh me, oh my. But here we are.
Mm-hmm.
So, was there... Oh! Was there anything else? I'm feeling like I'm missing something.
No, well,
Oh,
probably
yes,
are.
one thing.
Always are.
Before the end of the night, because it just bears saying everybody else has, and I feel the need to. And that is, my heart breaks for the friends of Greg Biffle, who was genuinely a decent human being and a good family man that was actually making the world better. If you're not a follower of NASCAR or car YouTube or just auto stuff in general, he's a NASCAR guy, big name driver, a genuine and decent human being, and the world is a little bit smaller for the loss.
Well, I know the last name. There was a guy on the lacrosse team when I was an undergrad, Mike Biffle.
Hmm.
He was actually, I think he was team captain for a year. Anyway, great guy.
Yeah, so with that, I do hate to close on a down note, but it needs to be mentioned, and if somebody genuinely decent falls, man, it's worth giving them a moment of care.
Yep.
But with that, everyone, wishing you all a happy whatever the fuck you celebrate, but mostly Merry Christmas. And
Merry Christmas, as it's the last night. Happy Hanukkah.
There you go. Was there anything else that you were wanting to cover for the end of the night, Craig?
I'm sure I missed a couple things, but I gotta get my ass in the bed.
Word up, brother. Well, been a pleasure, everyone. You can follow my man Craig there at CraigBob99. I'm Evan at that fake guy Dan, all the places except Facebook, because didn't you hear at the beginning? Come on. So, be well out there, be safe, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year too, because we aren't...
And Happy New Year.
We'll probably get another one in before the end of the year, try to, but...
Might squeak one in.
We'll see. But either way...
Well, the 29th would be Sunday.
Yeah.
28th would be Saturday, so you might squeak one in.
Yeah, barring...
I'm not going to promise it.
Yeah, it's a busy time. So we might not have the next one on time, but I'm going to do my damnedest. So with that, everybody...
Between Boxing Day and the Eve, I hope everyone still has a fantastic end of the year. And that'll be us.
Absolutely. So everybody, be well, be safe. Have yourself a great holiday, whatever you're celebrating, except Kwanzaa because it's not real. And, well, we'll talk to you again real soon. Be good out there. Be safe.